first, to avoid any awkward side eye later, make sure your phones are off at this time. Thank you. So I'd like to welcome everyone to the wedding of Annie Lawson and Javier Martinez. If you are here today, that means each and every one of you hold a special place in the hearts and lives of this very special couple. For those that don't know me, my name's Sarah. Hi. I started off as a friend of Javier's, and over the past couple years have had the privilege to get to know Annie, and now I'm happy to call her a dear friend as well. When Annie and Javier asked me if I would officiate their wedding, my eyes welled with tears. I truly love them both as individuals and as a couple. And I'm so honored to be up here with you, surrounded by your friends and family, walking you into the world of marriage. And I will do my best not to cry through this, because let's be serious, we know Javier is going to cry, and we know his mother is going to cry, but nobody wants a blubbering officiant. But enough about me. Javier, Annie, are you ready? Friends, family, are you ready?
Yes.
Great. So we have a great show for you today. We have a real live couple who've traveled from New Jersey and have agreed to exchange their marriage vows for us. We have Ava Adorno Martinez doing a reading, who just celebrated her quinceañera last night. We have our backups, Lauren, Rick, just in case. And after the ceremony, we have a pig who has given his life for this couple and for all of us today. Let's all give thanks for his sacrifice. We also have some individuals here from Puerto Rico. Where are you at, Puerto Rico? We know it was quite a feat for you all to be here. So on behalf of everyone, we want to say how glad we are you're with us. And our thoughts are with you, your family, friends, and community back home. Especially Javier's uncle and godfather, Joaquin, who's going to be with us today. Now let's turn our attention to Annie and Javier. I think it may be a good time for the couple to get rid of some of those butterflies, so I'm going to encourage our couple to get in a practice kiss. So now that's out of the way. As we prepared for the ceremony tonight, I had the couple complete a questionnaire asking them to describe key moments in their relationship. None more revealing than the story of their first date. Here's how it went. Javier wrote, "We texted the night before, some witty banter and flirting. She said, if it was the summer, I would say we meet at sunrise. I said, why wait? I wasn't sure I was totally serious. It wasn't the middle of the winter. But she responded that, hey, I would be down if you are. And it was like it went from a crazy idea to, oh, shoot, this is happening. We agreed to meet on sunrise on the pier in Hoboken. I set my alarm and could barely sleep. Nervous to meet her and anxious, I would sleep through the alarm. So I wake up and head to the pass station in Hoboken, where I see Tony, a homeless man who used to shop at my store. I had become his friend and sometimes would bring him food where he slept inside the train station. I was a little early, so when I saw him, I offered to buy him breakfast. Then all of a sudden, I see Annie. So I walk over with Tony and introduce them. In my mind, I'm like, what does this girl think of me showing up with a homeless guy on our first date? Annie wrote, at first I didn't think he was homeless. I just thought he was a hipster friend. Jav wanted to buy the man breakfast, and that one action spoke volumes to the kindness in his heart. Javier wrote, we walked over to the diner so I could buy him breakfast sandwich, only to realize I didn't have any cash. So Annie buys Tony breakfast. I was mortified, but she was smiling and so sweet about it. We then walked over to the pier and snuggled under a blanket until we were both too cold. Then we go to Starbucks to have more conversation. Annie wrote, in Starbucks, we sat on the couch talking about history and other nerd stuff. I loved how smart he was and how knowledgeable he was on current events. We sat there for hours just talking and decided to grab brunch. I remember during brunch, I felt so happy things were going so well. After brunch, we still weren't ready to say goodbye, so we went and grabbed a drink at another bar. It was there that the conversation got really deep and intimate, and we realized just how much our visions aligned for the future. It's also where we shared our first inside joke, boob sweat. After that drink, we took the path back into the city together and said goodbye. I was so smitten and was sad to say goodbye after spending 11 hours together on our first date. As Annie walked away, she looked at her phone and had a text from her mom. In the text, her mom asked, "Are you on a date? Because I had a dream last night that you were on your date with your husband." Javier told me after the date, I went to my favorite bar and ran into a friend, Christy, and I told her I just met the woman I'm going to marry. Not a bad first date, huh? So my advice to you both, always remember the feeling that sparked that first day you met. I also asked them what love and marriage means to them and what they think makes for a successful marriage. Annie said, compromise, selflessness, and devotion. Being able to laugh at each other and yourself. Don't sweat the small stuff and share everything. Javier wrote, partnership, family, and undying commitment. Being each other's rock. Laughing together, crying together. Always choosing each other. All the highs and all the lows. Making your partner the most important priority in your life. Nurturing each other's love and doing everything you can to never take it for granted. Listening, learning, looking at yourself, and figuring out how you can make yourself a better partner. How can I make her happy today? The big things, but the small ways, the everyday ways. Arguing fair and never giving up on each other. I honestly couldn't have said it better myself. I also asked Javier to tell me about special moments in their relationship. He wrote, when she met my family and they immediately adopted her. When Ava told me I love her. When I realized my sister now arguably loves her more than she loves me. The first time I met her grandparents, her most favorite people on earth. A pretty upsetting event happened for Annie that trip, and I remember how protective I felt. How much I would do anything to ease her pain. How I just wanted to be there to hold her and hated not being able to fix it. The first time we had a huge argument and made it through. The moment I knew she had to be the mother of my children. I asked Annie when she knew she was in love with Javier and wanted to spend the rest of her life with him. She said, there wasn't one moment. It was over time. I realized that I hated being away from him. I usually like my solo time, but with him, I was so sad every time we had to say goodbye. Like it was never enough time together. When I was going through stuff at the hospital I worked at, he was so supportive and kind. I knew that was the kind of partner I wanted to have forever. Annie and Javier, you are two of the most deserving people I know to find and have love. Javier, you bring never-ending optimism to every situation and have this remarkable belief in love that is really inspiring and has inspired me. Annie, you are the most strongest people that I know. And I remember when Javier first told me about you. I knew in that moment something was different and you were special. And we are all lucky to know both of you. And one of those special people who's here with us today would like to read something for you. I'd like to invite Ava to come up at this time.
A reading from Romans chapter 12, verses 9 through 16. Love must be sincere. Hate what is evil, cling to what is good. Be devout to one another in love. Honor one another above yourselves. Never be lacking in zeal, but keep your spiritual fervor, serving the Lord. Be joyful in hope, patient in affliction, faithful in prayer. Share with the Lord's people who are in need. Practice hospitality. Bless those who persecute you. Bless and do not curse. Rejoice with those who rejoice. Mourn with those who mourn. Live in harmony with one another.
Thank you, Ava. So you're already facing each other holding hands. So I want you to do me a favor and look down at your hands. These are the hands of your best friends, young and strong and full of love for you, that are holding yours on your wedding day as you promise to love each other today, tomorrow, and forever. These are the hands that will work alongside yours as together you build your future. These are the hands that will passionately love you and cherish you through the years, and with the slightest touch will comfort you like no other. These are the hands that will hold you when fear or grief temporarily comes to you. These are the hands that will countless times wipe the tears from your eyes, tears of sorrow and tears of joy. These are the hands that will tenderly hold your children, the hands that will join your family as one. These are the hands that will give you strength when you need it, support and encouragement to pursue your dreams, and comfort through difficult times. And lastly, these are the hands that even when wrinkled and aged will still be reaching for yours, giving you the same unspoken tenderness with just a touch. At this time, Annie and Javier have written their own vows to commit themselves to each other. Annie, do you want to go first?
I'm so thankful to be standing here with you today. This was a love story that almost didn't happen, but I'm so grateful that you asked if I was sure, and I'm also grateful that I said no. That was the best no I've ever said. In you, I have found my best friend, my love, my safe place, the best foot massager, an amazing personal chef, a cheerleader, the optimism to my pessimism, the type B to my type A. You are everything that I was waiting for but didn't know I needed. Today I'm saying I do, but I'm also saying I will. I will love you today and most days, all days, for the rest of my life. I will support you, encourage you, trust and respect you. I will challenge you, and I will definitely drive you crazy. I know that things will not always be easy, but our love will always be worth it. I promise myself to you today and for the rest of our lives. I love you.
Martina's men are criers, so if you...
Look at the brother. He's over there crying. He's like,
Okay. Just, I'm trying to avoid the ugly cry. Sorry. I know we joke about this being our second time around, but I want to say to you here today, okay. That was quick. In front of my closest friends and family, that this is the first for me. First time we met on that pier, the coffee date that turned into an all-day date, we both knew we found something special in each other. What I didn't know yet was just how extraordinary a woman you are. To say right now that I feel lucky is a disservice to the word. I'm humbled and blessed beyond words that you've chosen me as your person. In case you're curious, here's why I've chosen you as mine. I love your passion. I love that you're a diehard, bleeding heart liberal and that you challenge me. I love that you've served our country. I love the small things about you, like that twitchy thing your eye does. I love the big things about you, like your incredible compassion and commitment to serving women and making the world a little bit better. I love the way you love my family, and I love how they love you. Through all my fears and stubbornness, you stuck by me and encouraged me and loved me with everything you had. It took me a minute, but the reason I stand here today is because I couldn't see my life without you next to me. I can't wait to see our love story unfold. I can't wait to meet our kids and their giant red afros. I can't wait to grow old with you and sit on that porch to share that love you told me you see in your grandparents, holding hands and taking a moment to look back and smile at the beautiful life we created together. Annie Lawson, you are my first and my only. Today I promise you're my first priority in life. I promise to always fight fair and love you with reckless abandon. I promise to never stop trying to be a better partner. I promise to be a dedicated and loving father to our children. It took me 41 years, but I found my first, and I'm so grateful to you. I love you today and always. Almost made it. Bravo.
Now time for the rings. Javier, you gonna go first?
Rick ain't gonna cry.
As you place your ring on Annie's finger, the ring on Annie's finger, please repeat after me. With this ring,
With this ring,
I marry you and bind my life to yours.
I marry you and bind my life to yours.
It is a symbol of my eternal love,
It is a symbol of my eternal love,
my everlasting friendship,
my my everlasting friendship,
and the promise of all my tomorrows.
and the promise of all my tomorrows. A little human out. A little human out. There we go.
Sorry, water retention.
Annie, as you place the ring on Javier's finger, please repeat after me. With this ring, I marry you and bind my life to yours. It is a symbol of my eternal love, my everlasting friendship, and the promise of all my tomorrows. So Annie, do you accept this man, Javier, as your husband, joining with him today, offering your friendship and loving care, honoring his growth and freedom as well as your own, cherishing and respecting him, loving and embracing him in times of adversity and in times of joy? If so, answer, I do. Javier, do you accept this woman, Annie, as your wife, joining with her today, offering your friendship and loving care, honoring her growth and freedom as your own, cherishing and respecting her, loving and embracing her in times of adversity and in times of joy? If so, answer, I do. Now it's our turn. So now that they've committed to each other, it is our turn to commit to them. Marriage comes with celebrations and challenges, and the support of us all will only make them stronger. So with that, I ask everybody to repeat after me. I promise to support Annie and Javier.
Promise to support Annie and Javier.
Promise to be there in good times and bad.
Promise to be there in good times and bad.
Promise to lend an ear to listen.
Promise to lend an ear or two.
A shoulder to cry on.
A shoulder to cry on.
And have a drink ready when it's time to celebrate. If you agree, please say we do. We do. So my final wish to you for marriage. Do more than exist, live. Do more than touch, feel. Do more than look, observe. Do more than read, absorb. Do more than hear, listen. Do more than think, ponder. Do more than talk, say something. May you live as long as you want, but never want as long as you live. So Annie and Javier, in the presence of your friends and family who have joined you to share in this moment of joy, you have declared your deep love and affection for each other. You have stated your wish to live together, always open to deeper, richer friendship and partnership. Therefore, by the power given to me by the couple, it is my joyful responsibility to pronounce you husband and wife. You may now seal your marriage with a kiss. So beautiful that Annie and Javier want to take a group picture to capture this moment. So if everyone could come real close together, face that way. Annie and Javier, you go around the